Hi folks, welcome to the blacksmith shop. I'm Lin Rhea for the Historic Arkansas Museum. We're glad you're able to stop in and see us today. Today I'm just working on another one of those hairpins for the ladies. Got a piece somewhere here. I think it's in my pocket. Yeah, but what I'm working on actually is the pin that goes through here. So there's the hairpin itself, or the loop, and it's just right out of the fire. It's of course cooled off. It was in my pocket. However, it takes another piece. It's a two-piece device. So the hairpin will go through this loop and out the other with some hair in here, of course, ladies' hair. So I'll let that set down right there, and I've got some 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch square stock that I'm working with, and I've already pulled it out long on this side and rather short and flimsy or thin, delicate on this side. I'm going to refine the small side even a little bit more, so I'm going to go back into the fire with that, and that right there is a section of that square stock from the original piece. And I'm going to use just a little bit more of that for this right here, and then we'll curl it and shape it and do the final shape, and we'll just kind of check it out. So the thing about working with things like this, it is so small, and so the mass is so little that it takes on heat quickly, it loses heat quickly. So we have to kind of baby it just a little bit. So we'll be careful with it. It might take some time. We'll see. Yeah, see, it's already come to heat on the thin part. And I have to be careful. This stuff is really soft when it gets hot. I can easily burn it off, mess it up. I want it to soak and get hot. That requires me to use tongs naturally, but the tongs have to actually go in the fire and they get hot, so I'll cool them off pretty quick, pretty regular. All right, so I'm gonna borrow just a little bit more of that. Let me get that hot again. You see, I borrowed a little bit more of that starting stock. Give it a chance to get hot. It is a cool morning in the blacksmith shop, believe me. The fire feels good. I do want to make mention of something we're very excited about. A week from today, on the 11th, or is it the 10th or the 11th? It's on the Tuesday, a week from today. If today's the 4th, so it'd be the 11th. We're having a farrier, a really well-known farrier out of Oklahoma, Tim Hoover. He will be here to share with us some pointers on making horseshoes. So we're really excited about that. We're not going to start shoeing horses, but we're going to learn the language of horseshoes, the tools, and we'll build us a set of tools. We want to learn the principles behind putting the shoes on the horses, but also crafting the shoes in such a way that it will keep the horse's hoof from being damaged, from injuring the horse, making their feet sore, etc. All those things, there's a lot to it. So we're excited to have Tim here with us in the shop. That'll be next week, so if you get a chance, stop in and see that. We're gonna probably be inside, but if we have to, we'll set up outside, and that'll be fun. So please remember that. Put it on your calendar. Let's get this pinch down just a little bit, kind of like so. And you'll see what that little bump is for in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and heat this and shape that now, and then we'll straighten that out. I'm gripping it now with the tongs. And I may actually got the scroll tongs that we made a few weeks ago. I've got them handy so that we may get to use those on this little hairpin. So getting a grip on it sometimes is challenging. Start with, we're just going to coax a little tiny curl onto the piece. You might say, you might be wondering, why am I being so careful with this piece? Well, we decided to do an experiment today. This is an experiment, not just the fact it's a hairpin, but the material is titanium. So we wanted to try a new material just to see how it works and get that under our belt, get that experience in our head so we can kind of know how different materials work. We're used to working with iron and low carbon steel and some high carbon steel. Now we're going to get a little experience with titanium. We just want to have a comparison, something. So this is really strange material to me. So we'll just kind of okay. Now you're seeing that it's kind of awkward because I don't know exactly how it's going to act. That's okay. That is okay. That's what we're doing, is learning. That don't look too bad. That don't look too bad at all. So I've got in the fire, I've got a little pocket made up in there where I can put the workpiece up inside there, and it surrounds it with a nice level of heat. It's almost like a very intense oven. Since we're not familiar with the material, we're going to be very, very cautious with it. And just learn what we can. If we have a failure, then we just have a failure. But I've learned so far that this grade is grade 2 titanium. This titanium, this material, when you get it hot, it is so utterly soft that you can just bump it against the coal itself, which is not hard. It will bend. It will actually collapse. So we have to be pretty careful with it. Okay, again, I'll straighten all that out, and then we're going to bring that on around. And that's what the lady actually manipulates it with her fingers. That's the little part that she puts the pin through the hair with. I think it's time to use our scroll pumps. Let's turn that. I see it's losing heat pretty quick, so I'm going to go back to the fire really soon, really early. I'll swing back around to the camera. So you can see it kind of taking shape. I'll do a little bit more refinement. Start with, though, I'm going to straighten this part out in line with that little stem. So we can go back a little deeper into the fire, get that part hot. Notice I'm not having to pump much air into the fire because the atmosphere is hot enough that on that small piece it soaks it right in. May do a little bit more refinement after the fact, but take a look at that. So you can see that it's starting to look kind of like a shepherd's hook, but it's miniature, and this will be where the hand grips it. So I'm going to refine that just a little bit more, make it more graceful in the curve, and then but right now let's just look at it and see how it works with the piece. See if I can do this without getting burned. Yeah, that's going to look pretty neat. So we get a good look at what the results are going to end up being. Very nice, very nice. Alrighty, well we're just on the downhill slide of this little project. But we wanted to again remind you to tune in next week on Tuesday to watch us learn about shoeing horses and about what tools it takes to do that. But we're glad you stopped in, and we're going to sign off now for the Historic Arkansas Museum. I'm Lin Rhea. Thanks for being with us.